I know exactly what everyone is thinking. And it's not true. Me and Tegan had nothing to do with what happened to Casey Catanzaro last episode. We just don't. We're not like that. Team Kick is not like that. I will tell you this. We don't stand for losers. And that's what Casey is. But for now, all I can tell you, we're going to dominate fairly. That's what we do. Casey, I'm sorry about what happened to you. I'll see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday Night Storm. We are 6 episodes away from Nitro 10. And every episode we learn more and more and more about how that show is going to shape up. Forgive me for saying, but I don't fully buy what Dakota Kai just said right as we came on the air, talking about how Team Kick will dominate fairly, talking about denying responsibility for what happened to Casey Catanzaro. I don't know if I buy it, folks. Well, I'll tell you who I do buy. This man, Aleister Black, GAW Classic winner. He did it going undefeated. Featured in one of the greatest classic group stage matches I've ever seen when he went up against Drew McIntyre. I buy this man as a champion at any level, and you know who else does? Current world champion Kenny Omega. He had this to say, Kenny did, when he tweeted out. He said, "There's no doubt Aleister Black is the most dangerous man in general admission wrestling. He has won 13 matches in a row and looks every bit the man that earned a world championship match months ago. This man deserves your respect." That is absolutely true. I think it's fairly safe to say that Aleister Black has sworn off Alpha, and he has just become the fullest embodiment of what we expect a Dutch Destroyer to be. That's what he is, and he won the GAW Classic looking every bit the Dutch Destroyer. And now he will put his Nitro spot on the line against former Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston. 10-minute time limit in this contest, but Black's Nitro spot is on the line. If Kofi Kingston beats him here, then it'll be Kofi Kingston taking on Kenny Omega, the world champion, at Nitro 10. There is some precedent for that. This isn't the first time that a GAW Classic winner has put his Nitro spot on the line leading into the biggest event of the year. But this would be, if Black were to lose here, it would be the first time that any GAW Classic champion has ever lost their Nitro spot. This dates all the way back to Nitro 5 that this tradition started. Every GAW Classic champion has main evented Nitro since 2016. Kota Ibushi was the first GAW Classic champion. And interestingly enough, standing cutter from Aleister Black. Interestingly enough, Kenny Omega was also the world champion at that time. Black comes in with a running knee strike. Kingston sidesteps it. So the more things change, the more things stay the same. 5 years on, and Kenny Omega is still world champion. Black looking for the arm submission. Kingston rolls out of it. That match, by the way, between Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega, of course, if you are familiar at all with either man, you are familiar with the emotional charge behind that one. it got made a 60-minute Iron Man match. And Kenny Omega ended up winning. It's widely considered one of the greatest matches in the history of GAW. Boom drop from Kofi Kingston. Now goes for the cover on Black, and Black kicks out at 2. Kingston now setting up a Trouble in Paradise. Didn't land. Another one countered with a drop toe hold by Black. Black sidesteps the first drop toe hold, but again, the pace of Kofi Kingston can become overwhelming very, very quickly, and that's what we're seeing. Black is a tremendous striker, but Kofi Kingston can just blitz you with his pace, and that's exactly what is happening in this match. It really makes you respect Aleister Black for putting his spot on the line like this against a man with the pedigree of Kofi Kingston. If you are longtime viewers here in GAW, you will remember Kofi Kingston's Intercontinental Championship reign that he started right after Nitro 9 in a very unexpected fashion. He is a fan favorite, always has been. And now setting up again, Trouble in Paradise. That one connects. Trouble in Paradise from Kofi Kingston drags the classic champion back into the middle of the ring. Kingston goes for the cover, and Black gets his shoulder up off the canvas. Kingston can't believe it, but of course the wily veteran, he's going to stay in it. Got to push that pace. You can't let Black get back in this match. Kingston went for the stomp. Black out of the way, whips him into the corner. Black into the corner, and he eats turnbuckle. Kingston now. Nice monkey flip from Kofi Kingston. You saw Black's leg actually clip the middle turnbuckle, and I think that's why Kingston has rolled him back in for the cover. Black kicks out at 2. Kingston goes for the kick. Black not there. Goes backdrop. Kingston back flip, but Black turns around quickly. Able to hit him with a kick and a teardrop suplex. And now Aleister Black stalking his prey. Kingston makes his way to his feet. Black mass. Black hooks the leg, middle of the ring, and Aleister Black beats Kofi Kingston. What a match. Kofi Kingston gave everything he had to the GAW Classic Champion, trying to take his main event place away. But Aleister Black had too much in the tank, and we get a perfect showcase of why Aleister Black is where he is and why he's going where he's going. 14 matches in a row have come up as a W for the Dutch Destroyer, Aleister Black. And if that is going to continue, then he is heading into the biggest match of his life in the main event of Nitro 10 against Kenny Omega with all the momentum. And that black mass will turn out the lights of just about anyone. Could it be in Kenny Omega's future? There's still a lot of time before Nitro 10, but it certainly seems like we are on a collision course. Folks, coming up later tonight, the Women's World Champion Asuka takes on one of our top young prospects from the GAW Academy. But first, the Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley is in action against a former Intercontinental Champion. Bobby Lashley won the Intercontinental Championship by nefarious means from Will Ospreay back at GAW Tidal Wave. And since then, Ospreay took a couple weeks off, returned to the ring last episode against Zack Sabre Jr., who used Conor McGregor's help to beat the Aerial Assassin and apparently join the mob. So Sabre is not here today, but Conor McGregor is coming out with his champion, Bobby Lashley. And this is not a team that I want to be on the wrong side of. Meanwhile, here comes Matt Hardy. Apparently totally past his alpha persona, I guess you could say. I mean, he's coming out, no mask, coming out to his music, not Alpha's music. So all of this is good news. I hope that we get, the real Matt Hardy back for an extended period of time, because Matt Hardy is, of course, a legend of the sport and a former Intercontinental Champion. He won the right to face then-champion Kofi Kingston for the title back at Bash at the Beach. He won the Rumble on the Beach from number 8, beat Kofi Kingston, and then used Alpha to help him retain the title up until Will Ospreay took it off of him and unified it with the Cruiserweight Championship. Title is not on the line, but Matt Hardy can go a long way to potentially reclaiming that belt if he were to get a win here. Lashley has been almost unbeatable since joining forces with Conor McGregor in an official capacity, and this is a big reason why. The strength, no, military press countered into a DDT by Matt Hardy. You can thank Conor McGregor for the proper 12 branding that we're seeing all over our show these days. McGregor has alluded to many, many times the idea of control. And it's interesting. I mean, I think, allow me to speculate here for a second, but I think a big part of what Conor McGregor is looking at when it comes to control, I think he's looking to keep a lot of us on our toes, and certainly that's what he has done. It's hard to get a read on what he actually plans to do. And the fact that he not once has challenged for the World Championship. And that would obviously imply that, the World Championship, that's the top prize in the company. So to not go for that and instead go straight for the Intercontinental Championship, Bobby Lashley into an arm bar here. Matt Hardy able to roll over, get a few strikes in. That's a callback to Bobby Lashley's time with Bellator MMA. Now a snap suplex from Lashley. Float over, cover. Referee calls for the rope break. Yeah, so it's very hard to say what exactly Conor McGregor is looking at in terms of control. Look at the strength and power from Bobby Lashley. Deadlift, running power slam. And another one delivered to the former IC champion. Oh, man. And now Lashley maybe looking for that stalling suplex. Matt Hardy sees it coming. Hardy, twist of fate. Matt Hardy turns it right around on Bobby Lashley. Twist of fate. Hardy hooks the leg. Lashley kicks out. Hardy thought he had it won right there. Bobby Lashley kicks out of the twist of fate. And that is, again, just a testament to how fantastic Bobby Lashley has been since joining Conor McGregor. And I gotta say this, even though we may not know what Conor McGregor is after, what his ultimate plans actually are, or how he will go about actually affecting those plans, you gotta say that he's built himself up a pretty dangerous team. Bobby Lashley, an absolute powerhouse, Intercontinental Champion with good reason. And now Zack Sabre Jr., widely regarded as one of the deadliest technical wrestlers on the planet. And then Conor McGregor himself, obviously, he is such a name in the public face and has been for the last few years. It makes it easy to forget that McGregor is a titan of the mixed martial arts world. McGregor is the first ever simultaneous UFC double champion. Affectionately refers to himself as the champ. And he earned that title. So this is a guy who at one point had claim to be the most dangerous man on earth. Matt Hardy and Bobby Lashley finally work their way back into the ring. Lashley with a big rising knee to Hardy. Now a big right hand strike. Hardy, jawbreaker. Hardy, nice running lariat. The former champ just trying to get on top of Bobby Lashley right now. The twist of fate didn't get it done for Matt Hardy as it has against so many other men. But he may be looking to set up for it again. Hardy goes for the kick to the gut. Lashley catches it and absolutely floors him with a lariat. And now Lashley gets Hardy up. This has become commonplace for Bobby Lashley in the past. Look at this stalling vertical suplex and drops him down. Talk about pins and needles. Oh man. In brutal fashion, Lashley goes for the cover and Hardy kicks out. Oh, I thought it was just elementary from that point. Matt Hardy now, nice gut wrench bomb. Bobby Lashley has weighed in as of late at about 275 pounds. This is a big gentleman. And Matt Hardy looking for side effect. Bobby Lashley into the dragon suplex. Everybody's pulling out Kenny Omega moves tonight. Lashley from the corner. Lashley charging up. Spear from Lashley. Absolutely eviscerates Matt Hardy, and Bobby Lashley picks up the win. I was gonna say that the Dragon Suplex, of course, very reminiscent of Kenny Omega's Snapdragon. Aleister Black used the V-trigger in his match earlier. Just shows you the influence that Kenny Omega has had over so many. But that spear is all Bobby Lashley. And that's what Bobby Lashley does, one of the most powerful men in the company. And a man that really, in a lot of ways, defines what the Intercontinental Championship is about. I mean, on one hand, the championship that is so affectionately known as the Workhorse title is made by a guy like Will Ospreay, who defends it 7 times in 10 weeks. But on the other hand, what Bobby Lashley is a workhorse. There is no doubt about it, and he certainly is putting together for himself a pretty dominant title reign, paired up with Conor McGregor. Folks, still to come is Asuka taking on one of our top young prospects, as well as Charlotte Flair in action. But first, we have just caught up with the tag team champions, the Gorillas of Destiny, backstage. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Let's see what they have to say. Hey, Usos, I'm going to ask you flat out. Do y'all think that people pay good money to see some washed up old has-beens take on the tag team champions? Yeah, I know the argument is going to be that you held the championships not too long ago. But things change real fast in our sport. You should know that. I know God does. So you're going to have to prove me wrong. Prove to me that the Usos are not washed up. Prove to me that the Usos deserve to even share a ring with G-O-D. I don't think you can. Strong words from G-O-D concerning the Usos. I certainly wouldn't say the Usos are washed up by any stretch of the imagination, given the reign with the tag team championships that they just enjoyed. Meanwhile, making her way out to the ring is Charlotte Flair, the queen, and a woman that we haven't seen in quite a while, and I'm told that Flair was off getting knee surgery. So it's good to see Charlotte Flair back here. The last time we saw her in any large capacity was in a brutal feud with Asuka right after Nitro 9. The two battled in a steel cage submission match at Bash at the Beach, which Asuka won. So now Charlotte Flair looking to climb back up to the top once again. Here is another woman we haven't seen in a little while, Rosita. First time we've seen Rosita since episode 32. She was part of Ronda Rousey's domination of many of the women in the division. Rousey took on Rosita for the U.S. title, beat her pretty handily. So Rosita since then has not really been seen, and not a lot is known about what happened to her after that. But let's see if she can turn things around here against Charlotte Flair. Both women looking to make a big statement after taking long times off from GAW. Let's see who will actually be able to do it. Oh! Hernandez has come. Hernandez, Supermax. This guy's been in the business for over 20 years. He's an absolute legend, especially if you follow TNA Impact. He has come to GAW and he's making his way to Rosita's corner. Wow, Hernandez is here, folks. This is unbelievable. Supermax is here. This is a guy who has been everywhere. He has done everything. He has won titles. His first championship was back in 2001. Superplex from Charlotte Flair. That's how long this guy's been around. He's won titles in the territories of NWA. He's won national NWA titles, world NWA titles. Of course, most famously part of the Latin American Exchange, LAX, over in Impact. He is a 5-time TNA Impact World Tag Team Champion. Also a 3-time Reign of Chaos Wrestling Champion. That promotion has been restarted over on Twitch by Tubasplat. You should go check that out. He streams every Saturday. Tubasplat. Hernandez is a 3-time champion there, and now apparently has taken Rosita under his wing. This is a dangerous combination, to say the least. And now Rosita from the top turnbuckle. Rosita with a moonsault. It's a very interesting partnership as well. Hernandez is, of course, a powerhouse, and that's what he has been for his career. Rosita is very undersized, so she has to come in with a totally different strategy. Missile drop kick, Flair out of the way. Hernandez, when he was paired with Homicide, they were part of the Latin American Exchange, and now once again, Flair with a second superplex from the top. LAX won championships in the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. They won in TNA. They won in IWA Puerto Rico. They won in JAPW in Japan. Those guys have been everywhere. And now Rosita out of the corner going for the cover here. Rosita and Charlotte Flair just able to kick out. I'm talking so much about Hernandez, I need to be talking about Rosita because she is looking great so far in this match. Rosita has Flair onto the top rope. Awkward position, Irish whip comes off. Rosita slides underneath and eats a super kick from Flair. We saw Rosita go down to that very move several times, but not this time. You'd hope maybe that Hernandez would talk her out of using that because she telegraphs that baseball slide into the Hurricane Rana. It's a dangerous move when she uses it, but she certainly telegraphs it, and it has meant that she has been introduced to more than a few boots. Catches the leg, and now look at this. Rosita leg trap German with the release. I bet that's something she learned from Hernandez. Supermax. Man, I can't believe he's here, honestly. But Flair now, boot to the gut, and now Charlotte Flair. Natural selection. That's a move that she's been using more and more in GAW. It is dangerous, no question about it. And now going for the cover to try to win the match with it, and Rosita kicks out. Charlotte Flair not liking the count. Apparently, Hernandez has been training with Rosita on her resiliency, because she's kicked out of a super kick and a natural selection, two moves that I'm not exactly sure she would have kicked out of just a couple months ago. I think this might be a new Rosita that we're seeing here. Nice deep arm drag. Picks Flair up, and now Rosita trying to get Flair to the other side of the ring. Flair sees the danger. Elbows to the gut, stops Flair from being dragged. And now Flair tried to get Rosita up into the fireman's carry, and Rosita turns it into a reverse DDT. Flair seated on the apron, and Rosita trying to put some boots in, but Flair just powers out. The strength of Charlotte Flair on full display. And Flair now, boot to the gut, maybe looking for another natural selection, but Rosita, leg trap German once again. Hernandez loving it, and now Rosita removes the turnbuckle pad from the turnbuckle in that near corner. I think the referee saw her do it. Super kick from Rosita, countered by Flair, but Rosita tosses Flair into that exposed turnbuckle. Flair took it all with her back, and now Rosita with a Hurricane Rana. Rosita firmly on top here with the help of Hernandez. Super kick again misses. Flair, spear. Charlotte Flair with a vicious spear to Rosita. And now Flair once again looking to be on top. Reverse DDT from Rosita. And we can see the referee dealing with that turnbuckle. Front chancery from Rosita. Glad to see nothing untoward is happening while the referee is distracted. But now Rosita, Irish whip again, slides up. Rosita now finally hits the exchange. That is what I'm told. That move is now called, and that move has just gotten Rosita a win. The exchange. A reference to Hernandez's time, as I mentioned, in the Latin American exchange, LAX. And Rosita has just used it to beat Charlotte Flair, the torque that she gets on the Hurricane Rana. Flair saw it coming the first time and plants a boot right into the face of Rosita. I can't believe Rosita kicked out of that, to be honest with you. But Rosita powers through, kicks out of a natural selection, and Rosita wins this match. Great result for Rosita, by the way, coming back. Speaking of coming back, by the way, I'm seeing Hernandez is climbing into the ring. Hernandez has a microphone. Rosita, mi familia. I'm so proud of her. And let me tell you something about Rosita. She has always been one of the most talented women in the world, but she never had a direction. Not until she came to Supermex. Now, Rosita has purpose, and now we know who we're looking at. Tegan Knox, Rosita, the Express, they are coming for you. The U.S. Championship that Rosita has fought for before. That's what we're after. Let me tell you something. I've been in this business for over 20 years. I have never seen a woman more talented and a woman more misdirected than Rosita was when she came to me. That's all gonna change. Rosita will wear that U.S. title by Nitro. She's going to become the biggest draw in this sport because that's what Supermex is about. Mi familia. The title is coming home. I'm glad to see Rosita back better than ever. I'm really glad to see Hernandez in GAW. I'm excited to know what the future holds for those two. Coming out now is Caitlin Dunlap. And let me tell you something about Caitlin Dunlap. This is one of our hottest young prospects in the GAW Academy. And if you are not watching GAW Academy Storm Chaser every Wednesday here on this channel, you absolutely must. It is must-see TV every week. And we've seen more than a few, including Eddie Hernandez, come up here to the GAW main roster. Caitlin Dunlap is a former Miss USA, a former CrossFit Games gold medalist, a background in gymnastics. She made her debut in the GAW Academy just a few weeks ago, and she has been on an absolute tear ever since then and won this right to face the GAW Women's World Champion on the last episode of Storm Chaser. Love seeing Asuka out here. Asuka, by the way, this is not a one-way type of thing. So Caitlin Dunlap is here. Asuka will make an appearance on the next episode of GAW Academy Storm Chaser to announce the field of the women's knockout tournament. The winner of that tournament will get a one-way ticket up here to GAW. So a lot on the line, and Asuka will be announcing the seedings and the matchups for that. But she certainly cannot overlook Caitlin Dunlap, even though Dunlap is making her debut here on Wednesday Night Storm. She is every bit of the challenge that Asuka is used to facing. So Asuka cannot afford to overlook this young rookie, and I'm sure she will not. In our main event here, we've got the rookie taking on the legend. Let's get to it. Caitlin Dunlap comes out with a big thrust kick and now showcasing a little bit of that gymnastics background. Before we get much into this match, I want to make a big announcement. We just saw Aleister Black put his Nitro spot on the line against Kofi Kingston earlier. Well, we will see Kenny Omega put his World Championship on the line next episode against Ricochet. That's going to open up the show, and it's going to be absolutely must-see. Let's talk about these two women now. Of course, I've talked so much about Asuka in the history of GAW, and with good reason. But Caitlin Dunlap, let's talk about her. She made her GAW Academy debut just 4 weeks ago, taking over for the injured Alex Noland. Dunlap had just been signed literally days before and stepped in on very short notice into the Storm Chaser tournament. And Dunlap fought her way back into the top 4 of those standings. And now Asuka, Empress hip attack onto Caitlin Dunlap. And Asuka looking to end things for Dunlap before they've even started here on Wednesday Night Storm. No! Dunlap kicks out. So Dunlap worked her way into the top 4 with an upset of the GAW Academy Women's Champion. And then Dunlap, by doing that, won herself the right to be in a 4-way elimination match. And the winner of that match was going to get this opportunity against the Women's World Champion. Beautiful combination by Dunlap. So Dunlap did win that match, and it meant that in one night of GAW Academy Storm Chaser, she pinned the champion Lazara, Yamamoto, the woman trained by Kazuchika Okada and heralded as the future of wrestling, and Catherine Sakamoto, the MMA legend killer. That is quite a resume for a woman who spent just under a month in general admission wrestling. And now she is going toe-to-toe with the Women's World Champion. And now Dunlap, neck breaker. What a performance this has been so far from Caitlin Dunlap. kicking out of an Empress hip attack and now avoiding what would have been another one and a flying lariat by Dunlap. And now, Caitlin Dunlap going up top. She doesn't always do this. But Dunlap pulling out all the stops. Missile drop kick to the Women's World Champion. And now Asuka has to pale her out of the ring. Dunlap from up top again. Looking for the big axe handle. Asuka saw it coming, but Dunlap stays with the advantage. Asuka stops that strike. Nice kick from the champ. It is amazing that Dunlap is here putting on as great of a show as she is against one of the greatest female wrestlers there has ever been. Asuka now, it's Asuka's turn to go up top. Asuka all the way across the ring with an elbow drop. Again, not something that she usually does, but she can do it when she needs to. Dunlap avoids whatever that might have been. Strike countered by Asuka. Right forearm, knee caught, and now Dunlap hoists Asuka up into the powerbomb position, and Dunlap with a running buckle bomb. The Women's World Champion flattened by the young rookie, and now Dunlap, well, she is kind of a dirty player. We gotta shoot it straight. I gotta call it like I see it, and sometimes Dunlap will do that. It's earned her no respect for her personality from the other women in the locker room, but there certainly has to be a lot of respect for her ability, and she is earning that respect right now against the Women's World Champion. And now once again, grinding against the eyes of Asuka. Caitlin Dunlap setting up for, I think, one of her big power moves. Asuka has it scouted. There's not a lot of film on Caitlin Dunlap, but whatever film there is, you can bet Asuka has watched it. 5 minutes gone in this match. Asuka, look at the height she got on the top turnbuckle, but Caitlin pulls her down from behind. Asuka almost threw herself out of the ring going for that hip attack in the corner. Boot to the gut, caught by Asuka, rolled over, and now Asuka into an ankle lock. Asuka is such a tremendous submission wrestler, but Caitlin Dunlap able to roll over and prevent any future injury. And now Dunlap once again targeting the neck with the neck breaker. Caitlin Dunlap, you should know, she employs a Gourd Buster GTS that she calls the DDG, Drop Dead Gorgeous. It's what she used to beat the legend, the young phenom Yamamoto. And now she throws Asuka back into the ring. Dunlap once again going up top. This is very rare for her, but she's doing it again. Modified splash, but Asuka got the knees up. Boot caught, elbow to the knee, and now Dunlap snaps suplex. It's amazing how much Dunlap has been on top in this match. Boot to the gut, caught by Asuka, and a rolling heel kick. Dunlap came out of absolutely nowhere in the Storm Chaser tournament to earn the right to be in this match. And now, DDG! Oh my God! Caitlin Dunlap! DDG! DDG! Oh! Asuka kicks out. Oh, you're gonna need more than that to beat the Women's World Champion. Dunlap trying to go straight back into the bag, but Asuka deep arm drag. Boot to the gut from Caitlin, and now Caitlin hoists Asuka up. Oh, DDG again! Second time, Caitlin! Caitlin, and she just pinned the champion, Caitlin Dunlap! This is the most meteoric rise I have ever seen. Caitlin Dunlap, in the course of 2 days, Caitlin Dunlap has pinned Lazara, Catherine Sakamoto, Yamamoto, and Asuka. Literally in the course of 2 days. I mean, this is the most unbelievable thing that I have ever seen. This is on par with what Yunsan Park did by winning the Cruiserweight Championship in his first night. Unbelievable. Wow, folks, you're going to have to subscribe to see where this goes, because Caitlin Dunlap has shocked the world tonight once again. Make sure you subscribe for every episode of Wednesday Night Storm and for every episode of GAW Academy Storm Chaser. Folks, thank you all so much. We appreciate you.